I did a weed festival. This guy just died of COVID, of all things. He was diabetic. He had he lost two legs to it. Joe El Cholo, the comedian, he was on a show with me, and we were in Adelanto, California, which hopefully you haven't heard of. It's in the desert, and there's a baseball stadium there, and there was a weed festival put on by some company that was like, we love weed. So we go out to this festival, and I got to bring someone with me, and I brought my friend Adam Martinez, and Joe El Cholo brought another guy who was just like basically a stereotypical cholo. He wore like a tall white tee, like Dickies jean shorts, like knee-high white socks and the Nike Cortezes, and had neck tattoos all the way up to here and a shaved head and a mustache. Like, it was not like he was like, yes, that's who I am. And then he just get up and did like 10 minutes of jokes like that. They did okay. My buddy, so let me tell you more. So it's a baseball stadium. It's like 105 degrees. And then there's like a bunch of just people that are high as shit. They wanted us to perform on the field in the sun to people that were standing in the shade, like back behind the back row. And I was like, hey, you can't have 150 feet between me and the crowd, even if I'm on the speakers. Like, that's not going to work for comedy. Like, none of us are going to do good. And he was like, well, we can wait a little bit longer, but you won't get to go on at 4:20. And we're like, yeah, none of us care about going on at 4:20. Like, that was just a gimmick for the show. Like, can we do comedy inside in air conditioning so people aren't dying? He's like, yeah, we have to wait till this panel finishes. I'm like, I wonder what kind of panel they have at a weed festival. It's a recidivism panel. It's a bunch of people that work at jails and in job industries to help people that got felonies for weed charges use their weed knowledge in the world where it's now legal. So it's a bunch of people that just spent a bunch of time in jail and prison for their weed charges. So a bunch of criminals, but not bad people, just criminals. And like, once you've been to jail or prison, it changes you. So there's all of them in the crowd, and then 4 very old white guys on the table, just like telling them how to get jobs. And we had to wait for that to finish so that we could do comedy there. So most of them stayed. And then we had like a few other, these potheads kind of wander in. First Cholo guy goes up. He's like funny. They do okay. Adam goes up. It goes okay. Joe El Cholo goes up. He does all like Cholo humor as well, but he does it with puppets, and he destroys. They're supposed to do 10 minutes. Each was supposed to do 10. I was going to do 20. Joe is up there at 10, and I'm like, just let him keep going. I don't even need to perform. He's fucking murdering. Like, just let him go until he's done. He does 20 minutes. And then the host, this guy, is like, all right, man, you ready to go? And I was like, I mean, I guess, like, I'll do my best. Like, I got some, I'll try. I don't know if they're gonna like anything as much as they love that shit, but we'll try it. Like, I'm here to do comedy. And then he brings me up and he says, your next comedian is also a probation officer. For no reason. Just throws that in there into my fucking intro. I'm like, hey guys, to be very clear, I'm not like, and I'm not just like lying. I think if I'm a cop, I have to tell you I'm a cop. I don't know if those are the rules, but also I'm saying cop a lot, and cops don't say cop. Fuck 12. Like, I got back on the other side, but like, it's just such a, like, that's their first impression, is they think I'm a cop. And it's like, it just was not like a great gig for me. But I drove 2.5 hours out to that gig with the promise of being paid in like a weed goodie bag, which I thought would just be like a bunch of weed. During the event, he gave us like 3 or 4 joints of just like skank shitty dirt weed that like I didn't even want to smoke because it hurt my throat, and I'm a snob. So like, I'm like, all right, cool. I hope we get our goodie bag. And then the dude is like, hey, sorry, I got nothing for you. So I just drove all that way just to get to do that set in that situation for $0 and 0 cents. And I spent, probably $40 on gas.
Oh man. All right. So that probably goes down as the worst show that you've been conned into doing. What's the best show that you've done?